Hey y'all, what's going on? What's going on? We are here. We are here. We are here. What is happening, y'all? Long time no see. Hope everybody doing well. Hope everybody doing well. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. This ain't gonna be long. Going to chit chat, get y'all see how y'all been doing. What's been going on? I've been keeping up with most of y'all in other chats, but as we know, show must go on. Stop. We're gonna go ahead and see what's popping. Child, y'all got a lot happening over here in the chat. Who all over here in the chat? I appreciate y'all. Y'all my peoples. We got RBN. What's going on? How you living? Everything well? Dr. Steele, appreciate you for stopping by. Death Reaper, what's going on? What's going on? Eric, hey. Say you like, what's going on? Look, man, go ahead and give old girl her walking papers. If she don't wanna work, you don't have time. We don't have time for that. It's, we in we in we in we in the Trump era. So you got to work to eat around these parts. But yeah. What's going on, Eric? Where are you, Eric? Y'all, I swear it got hot in here. Oof. Yeah, y'all definitely go ahead and hit the like button for me if you don't mind. Share this out. Share this out. Make sure you got your notifications on. Look like they've been working so far. So thank goodness for that. YouTube is on it. Appreciate you. Yes, yes, yes. Sale be on it. I'm trying to be like Sale. Sale be on every day. I'm trying to be like him. He usually come on his way to work. Might have to come on during my break since my way to work is literally from my bedroom to the living room. So you in Tennessee. Okay, see, Florence ain't far from where I am, right, Eric? You need to come through. Come through. I'll make sure you all right. But yeah, y'all. Damn, I swear. Leave that liquor alone. I'm getting real around here. As y'all know, I was on a little bit earlier today. Wasn't long, but I appreciate the support. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Y'all, it's getting real interesting out here in these streets. Real interesting, but it is what it is. Nobody can say that any of this should be a surprise, because at this point, Trump doing exactly what he said he was gonna do. But however, this particular stream is not about Trump himself, but he plays a part in this a little bit. But as I've been popping in and out and pilling around YouTube today, just a couple things that have come to mind. Was anybody watching Fatty's latest live stream? I think he's still on. Is Fatty still on? Was anybody over there? Cause y'all, the convo, shout out to Fatty. But I'm trying not to turn that on, RBN. I promise you I'm trying. Cause it was good. It rained and then it got muggy. So like I had the windows open because it was like the most amazing breeze. Like I'm paying for it now. Okay, y'all. So Fatty and they having that same old conversation. But he gave it a little bit of a different spin. His question was, what was the title? The title was "He Cheats and She Stays," and then his question was, is from a mating perspective, is Ghost from Power a high value man? What y'all think? From a mating perspective, not Kevin Samuels and matter of fact, Obsidian was actually on the panel, and then like after I had dinner and all that good stuff, and I came back, the stream was still going on, but he was gone. So, but from when I was watching it, the conversation was turning him off anyway. But what do y'all think from a mating perspective? Was Ghost a high value man? Oh my god, it might have been this liquor. Oh Jesus. Nah, I ain't no lightweight. It's the humidity. Get my life in order. I did. I promised a couple of people. I sent it out earlier, the link. And so he had, of course, he had his usual cast of characters. And I'm gonna just be real, y'all. I think they hate women. What said? Go simp for the lawyer and lost it all. That's what you think? So you think it was more him loving Angela, because I don't think he was simping. Him loving Angela was the problem instead of Tasha, him not having control over Tasha. Because keep in mind, Tasha was the wife, and Ghost was wanting to go legit, and she was doing everything she could to keep that from happening. Okay, I know I had some feedback. So you think Angela was the problem instead of Tasha? Or could it just been that Ghost, was not a high value man? But now they were saying it started out from a mating perspective. Would women consider Ghost a high value man? If we're talking about a real woman, I said no all the way around in both aspects. You know what I'm saying? And what we know a high value man to be, I said no. And then from a mating perspective, I said no. What's going on, big sis? What's happening? But in that just further took me back to my question. What you say? I would agree for Pukisha, it would be. Okay. So the question is, big sis, Ghost from Power. From a mating perspective, would you consider him a high value man? Would you say definitely he allowed Tasha to act like that and didn't tell the lawyer crap? In his world, Ghost would be a high value man to these hoes. Got it. Okay. So what about to illegal one? But yes. Okay. Okay. Cool. So would we with that? You know what I'm saying? Since we know Ghost was half in, half out. What's going on, Aaron? How you doing? You know what? I would love for you. Let me drop this. I would love for you to come up because we about to have this. I got questions and I need the men to help me out. Listen, okay, y'all. So as y'all saw from the thumbnail, this is about submission. So in light of everything that's going on, you know what I'm saying, with the you know what I'm saying, the Section 8 overhaul and the food stamp overhaul and the, you know what I'm saying, Black women primarily losing a large amount of jobs in the workforce, they are now trying to revert back to, y'all remember a couple years ago, everybody was in a soft girl era. So now, because these women have no means of not the watermelon and fried chicken. Sir, don't do that. Really? Okay. So with their options as far as governmental assistance drying up, they are now seeing the need to have a male presence in their life. So now these women are deciding to put submission on the table as an option. Listen, y'all keep talking about watermelon. I got some yellow watermelon in the refrigerator. I don't want to have to go get that. But y'all, I think I might have to take this ride and go get the orange watermelon. Actually found a lady upstate that she has regular watermelon, yellow watermelon. She's got the pink grapefruit colored watermelon and the orange watermelon. I might have to go see what she talking about. So now they are offering submission as a selling point for why you men should get with them. So my question is, men, yeah, y'all know in these conversations that, you know what I'm saying, we've had time and time again, submission is one of the things that's, you know what I'm saying, on your list of what you are needing in a woman. So with that being said, and these women, because they desperate and they need you to come in and save them, are going to offer, they're offering submission. Men, dudes, comrades, homeboys, padres, bruhs, whatever, all y'all, are you able to spot true submission, or are you just taking any submission you can get? Like, what we doing? Like, is fake submission enough, or are you seasoned enough in your vetting process to be able to spot true submission? And does it even matter? That's what I want to know. What you say? What you say? Definitely sounds like cat about to be sold. Child, yeah, maybe. Submission is not leverage for women; it's automatic giving. Okay, I feel you, Eric. Now, but let's be honest. With that being said, it is a lot, and I'm sorry. I have been watching these folks for too long. I got too many verified, certified, you know what I'm saying, men in my life. A few of them bona fide, certified, high value by whoever standards you want to use. And they not moving like these cats that, you know what I'm saying, like to get up on these panels. So with that being said, again, does authentic submission even matter? Or are you just, happy to get something in that neighborhood? What you say? The question is now, do women understand what submission is? I was gonna get to that. Do some of these women now feel like they have to be slaves? Well, I mean, most of these chicks, doing anything y'all ask them to do is slavery. Like, let's be for real. Say, Dr. Still, I always wanted true submission, but I want my woman to understand that submission is not being a voiceless slave. I want to hear her feedback. Okay, so Dr. Steele, with that being said, women who are and know how to practice submission don't feel like that. Don't feel like, you know what I'm saying, being supportive, being, non-confrontational, being, agreeable, putting in, you know what I'm saying, putting in the work that's necessary, because every day it might not be the same amount of work. On Monday, I might, need to put in 15 hours worth of work with this man. On Tuesday, might not need but 3. Wednesday might be 5. Thursday might be 26. You just gotta, you have to know how to give him what he needs. And sometimes it ain't always comfortable for us as women. But again, when you understand what submission is, you good with that. And then on the flip, you're not gonna link up with somebody that you can't get at to. That's just dumb. So again, women who really know what submission is and know how to, you know what I'm saying, know how to accept that assignment. They know how to, you know what I'm saying, fulfill that job request. They're not feeling like it's slavery. So most of wait a minute, y'all. You said true submission, you able to spot it from a mile away. Okay, well, you got the link, Eric. So whenever you're ready, come up here and tell us about it. But yeah, I'm trying to understand, because again, I'm not, from what I'm seeing, and right now I'm speaking strictly from a social media perspective, I'm not seeing a lot of men, for one, able to define what submission is. They're not able to tell us what it looks like being practiced for them, or how to even, you know what I'm saying, spot it. Because submission is not, it's not conditional. It's not, you know what I'm saying, based on, okay, I'm gonna give you what you need if you pay the rent this month. Or I'm gonna give you what you need if you buy these, you know what I'm saying, Beyonce tickets. Or I'm gonna give you some of what you need, you know what I'm saying, um if you take me out. Like that's not what that is. Because if you understand what submission is, and you know what I'm saying, are in practice, you're actually making it easier for this man to give you what you need. And most of the time what you want. Because that's a, you know what, Chang, we not here for this today. We not here. We not here for that. Got something, you know what I'm saying, to say, holla. We not here for that. So, yeah, a lot of times, from what I'm seeing with these hookers, they get what they need and what they want confused. They do. They get what they need and what they want confused. Damn. Okay. Um, but yeah. Like what are y'all, what men, what are y'all thinking? For one, first part is, might be what is submission? Like, is there a clearly, is there a clear definition that the vast majority of men can agree on as far as what submission is? And if there is, how is this information being passed down? Like, is this something you're getting from your, you know what I'm saying, your father, your grandfather, your uncles, you know what I'm saying, men in your community? Is this something you picking up, you know what I'm saying, as you matriculate through school, or maybe even, you know, something you got in college or the military? Like, how are you men getting the definition of submission? Hey, Aaron.
Hi, how are you?
I am well. How are you?
I'm doing well also. Thanks for
Yeah.
asking. Thanks for having me on your
Oh,
panel.
anytime, anytime. Yeah. So, first question: is there a universal definition of submission that is being, you know what I'm saying, passed along to, you know what I'm saying, boys and men as they, you know what I'm saying, mature?
Within the context of romantic or marital relationships,
Correct.
um, no, there shouldn't be. If there is
Okay.
a universal definition, no, surely not. Um, but I think there's a good template definition. I don't think they're the same. Universal kind of would assume that the entire definition kind of fits for everybody, whereas a template's kind of like a general basis, but then you can tailor fit it to every, each relationship individually. So,
Okay.
um,
So, as is there a, as far as the template, is it the same for, you know what I'm saying, like relations as it would be for, let's say, business or
Right.
networking?
No. Yeah, right. Now I see where you're going. No. So as I, I think I know where you're headed. So when it comes to relationships, I think it simply means um the way I interpret it and the way I treat my marriage and the way I've seen my parents, navigate their marriage.
Mm,
The man is the head of the household, blah, 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 which pretty much says if it all goes wrong, ultimately it falls on him.
mhm,
However, there is a very closely positioned vice president to this president function that is the man. My dad says the man's the head, the woman's the neck.
mhm,
Um, she is his advisor. So while to say she may submit, that does not devalue her in any way, right?
okay.
She is just as pivotal to the decision making. It's just when it comes to a tiebreaker, you kind of default to the man.
Mhm,
But any man that's smart is going to have a woman who's very intelligent, who's very perceptive, um, who just is a valuable woman in every sense of the word, and he's going to respect that value. Her opinion is going to be heard and taken with great consideration, right? It's just
mhm.
that if he defaults to her, it's because he chose to default to her. And there's a good chance that he might default to her in times of conflict.
Okay.
But whether he defaults to her or not, ultimately he's going to be the one responsible for picking up the pieces. So if he's really confident in his position and has to override, you know, her position, it's because he's going to be the one that has to fix it if it gets broken.
Mhm,
Even if it go even if he defaults to her way of thinking, if it's broken, who has to fix it? It's still him. So she kind of would have to submit to that and be ready to relinquish that level of accountability and responsibility to him. It would be in her to her advantage, actually. But it doesn't by any means
mhm.
indicate a slave master or even employer employee relationship as much as it's more vice president, president, or in the
Mm,
military, we have senior enlisted advisor to a general.
okay. So would submission require an environment where the woman or the sometimes subordinate person feels comfortable speaking up?
Should the subordinate feel comfortable speaking up? Words like comfort and like and you know happiness, comfortable. The subordinate's opinion should definitely be valued and taken into consideration at all costs.
Mhm,
And if there's a deviation from it, I think you should be prepared to explain. There's value in the opinion or in the thought of the subordinate. Whether they're comfortable or not is up to them, but it should be valued. Now,
okay.
that valuing of that should make them comfortable.
Okay. That makes
But
perfect
even if
sense.
they're not comfortable, that has nothing to do with it. It still should be taken into consideration.
Okay. So should it be a situation where he has to kind of like pry it out of her? Like, should there be like a feeling of walking on eggshells?
No one should ever feel like they're walking on eggshells. If she's withholding information from him, that's her prerogative. He shouldn't have to pry it out of her.
Mhm,
If he has to pry it out of her, then obviously she's not terribly invested in making her voice heard.
okay.
I mean,
So
he should know that he values her voice, but if she makes a decision to withhold that, then that's her decision.
okay. So would him having to pry it out of her be a red flag as far
Yeah,
as the relationship?
I think so.
Okay. And I'm just trying to make sure my train of thought is kind of in line with what men talking about. Would the ability for a man to seek counsel from his woman, separate the men from the boys, so to speak?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'd be willing to go with that.
Okay.
Any man that does not let his every man should have a very strong ego, right?
Mhm.
A strong sense of self, strong sense of pride, strong sense of purpose. That's what drives a man. But he shouldn't let his ego get in the way of his judgment, his logic, his sense of reason. So yeah, I don't think a man should take issue with seeking counsel. He should understand that he is not perfect.
Mhm.
If he doesn't understand that, how could he ever forgive her for not being perfect?
Good question.
So with that pre-existing understanding, he's just for the sake of checks and balances, right? Just to double check your work. Seek an opinion. What's your opinion on this? You're mighty quiet over there. Whether you agree with it or disagree, just get a second set of eyes on the situation.
Okay.
If you're smart.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that's how I see it, but I just have to make sure. So, what is your thought on men, and I'm gonna use the term loosely, who pay for conditional submission?
That's
I'm gonna listen
them.
to you sometimes as long as you give me what I want.
Wait, what's my position on men who pay for submission?
For conditional submission. Sporadic submission. Let me put it like that.
Oh, they don't have any confidence in their ability to lead.
Okay.
They don't know where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
They certainly don't know how to get there.
Okay.
If you think you have to pay for it, and then if it's intermittent, what you're paying for,
Right.
you don't. Your leadership skills are lacking, and you know it. You're not confident in them.
All right. So, okay, because you mentioned they don't know where they're going. Is it possible to ever get anywhere moving like that?
Sure.
Okay.
Not intentionally.
So you can get to the promised land moving like that?
By accident.
Okay. But it's not a regular occurrence.
No, I would say your probability is diminished.
Okay.
I believe in intention.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So basically you get out what you put in.
You're more likely to get out what you put in.
Okay.
I mean, that's nothing in this world is an absolute,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
The world's not perfect, neither are we. But the chances of you getting anything good out of something that you don't put anything good into is greatly diminished. That's not a chance I'm willing to take. I mean, the work must be done. You manage your expectations, but the work must be done intentionally. And when you find out what doesn't work, you pivot and do new work. You grow.
Okay.
This is what growth is.
Okay. So what would your advice be for a man who refuses to pivot but still respects different results?
Expects different results.
Mm-hmm.
My advice to him is rescind your refusal to pivot. See, here's the thing about any growth or progress towards success. That means you have to change your position from where you are to a new position.
Mm-hmm.
You refusing to pivot means you're refusing to change. What you're doing was not working, and there's no indication or evidence that it is going to work. So change your modus operandi until something tells you that it is going to work. This is what engineers do. We experiment. Scientists, you experiment. When something goes right or you notice a pattern and you Continue with that. And then we start talking about accuracy. The more you repeat a thing, you weed out discrepancies and inefficiencies. But if you think you're going to head to success going down a path that's not led you to anywhere, there's nothing to end it, or you're going to stand still and think you're going to get to a finish line, good luck. One foot in front of the other.
Because isn't refusing to pivot after you have clear evidence that what you're doing is not working the same as standing still?
Refusing is the same as what?
Standing still.
Yes, precisely. Yeah, that's the analogy I'm making.
Okay.
You may as well be standing still.
Okay.
I mean, the path to success is littered with failures. And at every failure point, I don't look at, people say take an L. It's not a loss, it's a lesson. Okay. But it's also a pivot point in the road. You change direction, you regroup and attack in a different direction.
So basically, if you're in a car, you're riding down the interstate, and let's say you hit a rock and you get a flat, you're saying change the flat instead of just ditching the whole car.
Yeah, change the flat and then take a look at your map and find, is there, start asking questions. Is the rest of this road going to be like this or what?
Okay.
Is there another route I can take? Or if I got to take this route again, I'm not going on this road.
Right. Okay. Maybe take the city streets instead of the interstate.
There you go. Select avoid tolls, avoid freeways. There you go.
Okay. So, is what brought this whole submission thing to light was like the last couple of days. There's been a lot of talk about Halle Bailey and DDG and Cardi B and all of them, and the food stamps and the Section 8 and all these women, with the now they understanding that they, well, I don't really want to say understand, but now they're jumping on the I'm a act right to get a man as long as he come and fill in the gaps from what I lost from the government, and the cornballs is going along with it.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, yeah, like I just been like, are y'all serious? And then like I said, Fatty's live from this evening, I was like, y'all have no, I'm just not seeing any nobody's holding frame, as Coach Greg would say. Shout out to Coach, that's my dog. They have this whole list of what they're looking for in a woman, but then when you Prime, they still not acting right, because they was like, we only gonna, do it when we feel like it, but you need to come and replace my benefits all the time. So the women, they telling you up front, you still not gonna get what it is you say you want. But the thing is, from what I'm seeing on social media, these men, and I use that term loosely, keep talking about what they want, but what they doing don't match what they say they want. So when you get into the, why is there a discrepancy on what you say you want versus what you doing and what you gonna do different, it turns into this, whole hysteria, and I don't have to do nothing different, and I'm not having any success because the women not acting right. Like one guy was like, men don't need any discipline. And I was like, well, how does that work? Like, you don't need any discipline in any aspect of your life? That you need a discipline to come get on this live stream. You need a discipline to keep screaming this same rhetoric you've been screaming for the last 3 years. That's discipline, sir. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, lack of discipline will get you in all kinds of trouble, because then they started talking about how women was digging in their pockets and all that. I'm like, well, all of these people that you talk about pockets getting dug into, it's because they didn't stand on what they said they wanted, and they didn't have no discipline. One of them two reasons is why they in the situation they in. I'm like, what's the blueprint? What's the benchmark? Like, I was like, what do men really think submission is? So I was like, Let me ask the men.
Well, I mean, I think that's what submission should be, and I think one thing that I see as a problem in these communities today is that, and both men and women are guilty of this to what degree or what percentage, I don't know. But neither one seems to want to forgive the fact that the other side isn't perfect. Neither
Mhm.
one of them seems to want to understand the other side's perspective. Everybody wants a guarantee that they're going to get everything they want up front in exchange for a thing, rather than simply just communicating effectively and understanding our own individual value that we bring, and then aligning the value that you find useful with
Mhm.
someone who needs it, and vice versa, and then growing and building from there. Everybody wants to meet the other person at the finish line. My
Right.
parents have been married since 1976. They ain't at the finish line, I'm here to tell you, and they're still married.
Okay.
It just requires communication and align. You align the value that you bring and the value that you're looking for. There are things that you want in a man. There's things that you need in a man. Things that differ from what the next woman does, and the same thing for men. You just have to find your fit, and don't expect it to be a perfect fit. Manage your expectations. Make it a good fit, and then
Mhm.
continue to work to make it a perfect fit, understanding that it never will. It will only continue to be a better fit. That's
Mhm.
all. People
Okay.
are so worried about loss and fear of missing out and being raked over the coals.
I
People
mean,
with
being vulnerable and
yeah,
what is
right.
this whole because I've had a couple of I thought it was fail, we could do something. Friends of mine, we've had this conversation where um men are, or at least the ones that they've come in contact with, are into this whole I don't want to give anything emotionally. Like they want
They don't want.
everything from the woman and want her to be, I'm saying, all invested 100%, but they they'll pay the bills, I'm saying, they'll make sure, all that stuff is taken care of, but they don't want to give anything on an emotional level.
What's that look like to
I don't
give?
know. I don't. I have no idea because that's not. I didn't grow up around it.
Well, so yeah. I'm confused how a man pays the bills, blah blah blah, but doesn't want to give emotionally.
Yeah, because my thing is, okay, you're paying bills, but I mean you benefiting from them bills you're paying as well. So it's not like you're paying for two different, I'm saying, lives. Like you live over here and she live over there, and you paying for everywhere. Y'all in there together. So
Yeah, well, the bills
what?
go up when you bring a woman though, because you're
I mean,
living
I get it.
consumption. But I'm lost in the not giving anything emotionally, like not giving emotional support or not allowing yourself to be emotionally vulnerable, because they're two different things.
Okay. Well, both. Let's just say both.
Giving emotional support, I think, is a part of the provision protection,
Okay.
providing emotional stability
Hmm.
and protecting her emotion. You're cultivating a sense of safety and security. Um, as far as emotionally vulnerable, yeah, I don't know if I'm interested in that.
Why?
Who's it going to benefit?
Might not be for you, but it might be for the relationship as a whole.
Well, then, as a whole, then it would have to also be for me.
Okay.
It's either going to benefit, if it benefits the relationship as a whole, then it benefits me and her.
Hmm. So what if you providing? will reciprocate in that particular piece of the relationship allows her to then, you know what I'm saying, continue to, you know what I'm saying, give what she's giving and over time give even more.
Why can't the same task be accomplished through effective communication by me simply telling her what I need without
Well, I
being
mean, wouldn't
emotionally?
you depending on what the conversation needs to be about, wouldn't that require some degree of vulnerability?
No.
Why?
Why should it? I mean, it does.
Depends on what the
It, it,
conversation is about.
I don't see. I don't see a point in time where a man's emotional, where he's emotionally compromised.
Mhm.
How making his woman privy to that benefits anyone.
Okay.
What is she going to do with that information?
I mean, depends on that would depend on what the information is.
Give me an example.
Mm, well, okay, let's say there needs to be a conversation about something that he needs from her that he's not getting. Wouldn't he need to be comfortable? Well, yeah. Which would here go Derek telling me she gonna use it against the man when she get mad. It depends on what okay. There one depends on what kind of chick you dealing with. Cause see, this is the thing, y'all. I'm just gonna go there real quick. Y'all always say that, but it be signs and clear examples that's what's gonna happen way back in the beginning when y'all was sitting at Applebee's, you know what I'm saying, waiting on your Long Island iced tea. So it was cool when y'all was at Applebee's, and now here we are in year 6, and you know what I'm saying, you in a heated argument, and she, you know what I'm saying, come out guns blazing. Now y'all, it's this catastrophic, you know what I'm saying, traumatic event when you knew that this was a probability.
This is a good example of why I don't. So you're getting ready to explain to me or give me an example.
Mm.
And just that fast, you got distracted. Now I have no idea what you're talking
Okay,
about. Applebee's.
right. I apologize. I was responding to something
Right.
in the okay, Derek.
That kind of leans into it though.
Yeah, Derek. And you've seen it yourself. A lot of these men, they not logical, they emotional.
Yeah, well, no. Men have emotions.
Now I'm okay. So I'm right now I'm focusing in on these social media YouTube panel folks. They not like they emotional. They get that as soon as you say something and they can't, you know what I'm saying, comprehend what you're saying or defend their point, they start there yelling and screaming and hysteria, just like a chick. However, we dealing with actual men, verified, bona fide, proof is in the pudding, you know what I'm saying, resume on the table. Men are always operating in logic. So any woman dealing with that, they know that's what's gonna happen. They know they're dealing with logic. So how can I say this? So getting a logical response or having a conversation, we know we're gonna get logic. So sometimes the disconnect comes in because the man's dealing in logic and the woman's dealing in emotion, and sometimes you can't cross translate. That makes sense. Like you can't take the logic and understand what somebody who's speaking in emotion is talking about. And a lot of times the person who's speaking in emotion, they're gonna have to get it out and then process, and then the logic the logic come in, you know what I'm saying, on the back end.
No, no. So the
But just
one
remember,
thing,
I'm 55. I
w-
see things differently. Men talk amongst themselves. Women tend to tell it all. I don't tell it all, but that's just me. Um, my grandma told me a long time ago, everything ain't for everybody.
So with the logic versus emotional piece, the one
Mm,
thing I try to do is if I'm going to be logical, then logic would tell me I will have to deal with someone's emotions.
mhm,
And to deal with someone's emotions, dealing them with logic may not work. You have to deal with them with emotions.
okay.
So what you do is you feign emotion, you mimic it.
Mm.
You change the language to a language that they'll understand, but the story that you're telling is still the same story.
That makes sense. But what happens when you're dealing with someone who refuses to do that? I'm gonna say it the way I'm gonna say it, and I'm not gonna try to get you to understand. I'm just gonna say it, and when you don't understand what I'm saying, it's gonna be your fault.
Well, then you move on. I mean, I don't tolerate refusal. I mean, decorum is decorum, first of all.
Hmm.
But if you're dealing with someone that's refusing to communicate effectively, then you issue a warning or a caveat. I'll say, this is what I think is effective communication is, and if you can't live up to that, then maybe we're not the right fit. And effective
Hmm.
communication is a two-way street.
Right.
It's how well you disseminate information as well as receive information.
Hmm.
And if you can't disseminate information to me in a way that I need to receive it, and you can't receive information as objectively as possible, then you're not
Hmm.
a good communicator.
Okay. So let me ask you this: on a small level, wouldn't that be submission? Tailoring
When
your delivery to, well, wait,
every adjustment is a
foregoing
submission.
saying what you want to say, how you want to say it,
No,
to say it in a way it needs to be said for the other person to receive and process it.
no. Submission is yielding to an authority. What
Mm,
you're describing is making an adjustment.
okay.
I'm not yielding.
You can't
I'm
rationalize an
adjusting.
irrational person. Okay, Derek, hold on. What he's saying. Because because one person sees it as being rational, that doesn't really make it rational. It could be the other way around. The person you'll say that the person you would consider being irrational is actually the rational one, and the other person is just my way or the highway.
Yeah,
That's not.
you insert one word and the whole definition of rational versus irrational goes out the window, and that word is delusion.
Mhm.
Delusion will pervert rational into being irrational. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah,
delusional person thinks they're rational. You can't
this is
convince them
true.
otherwise. The definition of delusion.
This is true. Because I mean, I've seen it. I'll be like, there's 30 people in this room, and nobody in here is following what you're talking about, but we all crazy, and you don't want to make sense.
Right. And then what
Got it.
they'll do, and then what they'll try to do is gaslight.
Yep. Mm, yeah. Um. Yeah.
But I mean, the key to all of this is just effective communication and empathy and honesty. And I think people lack one or all of those things.
Yeah. That. Yeah. Um.
So
Yeah.
why would I need to be emotionally vulnerable if I can effectively communicate? I'm empathetic and I'm honest. Why do I need to be emotionally vulnerable?
I, maybe I just feel like vulnerability is mixed into all of that a little bit. I'm not
Why?
saying it's the foundation, but I think at points being able to do those things actually demonstrates vulnerability.
Vulnerability kind of sort of assigns the other person the responsibility to fix the vulnerability. If it isn't, what else are you going to do with it? Weaponize it? You can't just sit here and let it be. If you're not trying to fix it, you're either okay with it or you're going to weaponize it. You can either be not complicit. You're either being complicit to it, you're going to weaponize it, or you're going to actively try to fix it.
Okay.
Which are the three?
Yeah, I'm a fixer. I don't. Yeah.
So
Let's see.
now what you've done is assigned women with the responsibility of fixing men's emotional vulnerabilities or being prepared to. If a man should be emotionally vulnerable with a woman, then that imposes the responsibility on her to be willing and capable to some degree of fixing it.
Okay.
That sucks. I'm not going to do that to women. I'm not going to do that to mine.
What? Well, okay, wouldn't that be the? You know what? Okay, I'm not. I guess I'm looking at it on a smaller scale. Like I wouldn't expect any man that I was with to expect me to fix childhood trauma. Like I no.
No,
That,
sure. Even on a smaller scale.
I mean that kind of stuff. I mean like something, you know what I'm saying, in the context of our relationship, or you know what I'm saying, what we got going on, we the ones in it. So how can you fix something somebody else did? Well, I mean, on a level you can fix something somebody else did to you, but
I mean, if it's something small, like, okay, you use a flat tire. I got a flat on the way home. I had to jump out and fix it. It's raining. You know what I mean? I get home, I'm all bent out of shape. That's pretty obvious. I need to explain to you my emotional state of vulnerability there. No, a cold one would be nice. You know what I mean? Like, you'll hook it up. You'll know what to do.
yeah.
But any kind of real emotional vulnerability that I would have to display to you really is nothing that you should be required to deal with.
Okay. What you say, that a rational person never has to get loud. It's my opinion and my experiences. Irrational one is loud. Okay. That can be true. And a lot of times it is true. Um,
Sometimes you have to get loud to snap someone out of it. Sometimes, but again,
yeah,
that's
that's not the
theatrical.
norm. Yeah.
That's not you're not being loud because you're emotionally driven to be loud. You're being loud intentionally to wake someone up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To snap them to it. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
being theatrical on purpose. Now that you have their attention, you bring it
Now
back.
you
You know what
can
I mean?
get
That's
back
a
to be
different thing,
right.
right?
Okay.
Like when you yell fire in a building or something, you're
Yeah.
not gonna fire. You fire, get out, everybody, get out. You know what I mean? You're gonna yell.
Exactly. Yeah, like the hey, the building burning. Yeah,
Right.
that's not
You
gonna
need
get
that kind of response. But other than like urgency's sake, yeah, I mean,
it. Okay. Okay. Let me think. Submission.
mhm.
I know it's not one size fits all, but what does it change with age? Like, would submission for a man in his 30s be different from what submission for a man in his 50s would look like?
No, only that it would become easier.
How? Hey, Darren, we're
Because
not
of
talking about no disagreement. We just talk about in general.
yeah. In general, because there would be a precedent already set,
Mm-hmm.
right? Submission requires trust. And
Okay.
early on, trust is built largely on assumption.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have track record previous to you, but everything going forward, people say, "Oh, I'm not going to choose on potential." You have no choice because we have not reached our full potential yet. Everyone chooses on potential, right? So there's
Mhm.
there's an assumption that's kind of made that you can make an educated assumption based on someone's track record. But when you're 30 years old versus 70 years old, you were there the entire time. There really are no assumptions. You saw it all. So it's really easy to develop that kind of, your trust isn't based on assumptions or potential. It's based on precedent,
So it
experience.
right. So yeah, basically like your resume.
You were there for the entire writing of it.
Mhm. Okay.
And in fact, you've seen the growth, and you know exactly where you fit. You know where the shortcomings are and how to offset them. So now you really
Right.
can leverage your trust even further because you know his weaknesses and you know what strengths you have to offset those weaknesses. So now submission should be really easy. I know exactly where you're going to get this wrong, and I know exactly what you need to get it right. And through submission, you're going to get it before you even realize you need it.
That you need it. Daddy. Okay. Yeah. I have seen that in practice. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Okay.
But it's hard on both sides. It's hard for the woman to trust,
Mm,
and it's hard for the man to perform because it's one thing to trust, but to maintain that trust is equally as burdensome, if not more so. In
okay.
fact, I would say more so because, again, when it all goes kaput, you get to hold my feet to the fire. I get to hold shit.
Mhm.
The pressure's really on me if I really cared.
Okay. What's going on? The Harrises, how y'all doing? What's going on? Appreciate y'all for stopping by. So, trust. Is that the hardest, in your opinion, is that the hardest thing to establish in a relationship?
If you yourself are untrustworthy, yes.
Okay. Topic submission. What is it, and does it matter? Pretty much. Um, this is kind of a men's viewpoint type of vibe. Um, let me think. Could you say yet trust is easily broken? It okay. So how often, since he just said that, how often is fractured trust confused with completely shattered trust?
Often.
Okay. And how do you tell the difference?
Intention.
Okay. Well, wouldn't that be a matter of perspective?
Yeah,
Initially, in the very beginning, when right
initially,
after it happens.
initially, yes. Potentially, or it depends on the undertaking.
Okay.
Um, I can have trust in your ability to do something until you show me a lapse in your ability to do it.
Okay.
But neglect is another story,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, how would you tell the difference? It would depend on the undertaking.
Right. And what you say? Trust, like the trust Cassie had in Diddy. Cassie made a decision, and she decided because she already, you know what I'm saying, was in a from what all I can tell from my research and things of that nature, she was in a decent, promising relationship, and she decided to throw all of that in the trash over money. And you know what I'm saying, once she found out what that was going, you know what I'm saying, the money and the access was going to cost her, she figured, she decided that price wasn't too great. So she ain't no victim in my book. She need to get Diddy all his money back. Since she done got up there with a right hand high, she need to give him all his money back. Because again, she was at her own free will. What you say? Trust Tony Braxton had in Birdman. Birdman should have known better. He should have known better. Tony's resume was out for all of us to see. You see what she did to her husband? I don't know why Birdman thought he was gonna be different. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. But then you know what I'm saying? You was it trust 20 trust in 20 yeah, trust in 2025 has a trust has had a price forever, but as time has gone on, the price has changed. The trust Remy had in Pap. She yeah, she trusted Pap, you know what I'm saying, the to be in his love sick sap sucker season, and he did just that. Trust Krishan had in Blueface. Krishan was an opportunist, and Blueface should have that whole thing was situationship for the masses. What'd you say, Derek? I can trust you with what needs to be done. If wait a minute, I can trust you what needs to be done. If not, then what are we talking about? Hmm? You're gonna have to elaborate some more on that, Derek, because I don't know what you're trying to say. Yeah, people, them folk fickle. But again, if we going back to Birdman, Tony resume was out there for everybody to see. You know what I'm saying? She, you know what I'm saying, declared bankruptcy, got back into the same situation, declared it again, hit this man, you know what I'm saying, come in and take care of her while she's trying to get her stuff together. And then she gonna keep doing all what she wanna do and end up in the situation again and almost bankrupt him. Then when he like, okay, look, we got to make some different moves. Now it's, I can't be controlled. I got to be free. Then here come, then she was teetering on the bankruptcy again. So that's been what the fourth time. And then here come Birdman. You should have known better, dude. Then she strung him along for how many years? Child, I think trust is like love. Trust is action. You could say anything. What you doing? What we doing when you can talk tough on the way to the test all you want to, but when you sit down and put that paper in front of you and it's time to pull out your pen, what you write on that paper is gonna tell me everything I need to know.
To me, trust is simple.
I
It is
mean,
simply either granted, earned, or maintained faith in the purity of one's intentions.
no,
I
what
can
you say,
trust a
Daddy?
snake to be a snake.
True. I can I trust you to do what needs to be done? Okay, well, I mean, if what needs to be done has been clearly communicated, well, keep in
Yeah, but
mind,
what if
people.
they fail?
I mean, okay, so
Is that a breach of trust?
not necessarily.
Right. Which is
Because
why I say the
it's
pure.
degrees of failing. You get a zero, or you get a 69. 69 is only a point from passing. A zero is just straight nothing.
Oh, what if it's a zero?
Right.
What if I needed you to do something and I sent you ill prepared out to go do it? You said no, I'm going to go do this,
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're not
and you
prepared,
came back
then
with zero results.
mhm.
But it's about the
Yeah. Now,
purity of
yeah,
your
coming back
intent.
with zero results because you were ill prepared is different than coming back with zero results because you just didn't do it.
Right. But there you go. Just because you didn't. Right. Exactly. So the purity of intention.
Right. Yeah, I tried. It just didn't come out right. Yeah.
Right.
That's different. So yeah, I wouldn't consider that, just me, a a breach of trust. That just means we need to convene and tighten up the communication.
Exactly. That's
Okay,
why I say
but that's
trust
the what we
is
just got to say was not about consistency because you had I did it and it didn't come out right and I didn't do it. That's not that's two different. So consistency would be more like, okay, I tried it, it didn't work. We convened, came back together, figured out what needed to be done differently, and then I go and do what I did the first time again. Now we got a problem. Now we got a whole situation because you at this point you just want to do what you want to do. and what you're doing is a detriment to what's supposed to be getting done. What you say it is for you? Okay. Okay, then you need to come up here because I'm not following. I'm not following. Aaron, you frozen? Yeah, I think
No.
he froze. No, you there? Oh, I'm confused. Do you understand what he's trying to say? A little bit.
Maybe, but I'm not going to presume to. No.
People can be
Consistency.
consistently bad, and that's acceptable. It's consistent.
Well,
Yeah,
like I said, I trust a snake to be a snake.
yeah,
If his behavior is consistent with being a snake,
yeah. So at that point, you know what I'm saying, we have confirmed that this is a snake. So at this point, you need to decide, you cool walking around in the grass where you know the snake is, or are you gonna get on the concrete? You got to make some decisions. But now I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, this whole, because I've seen this a lot too. One hitter quitter. You do something, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, you get your assignment, but you're ill prepared to complete the assignment. And then, you know what I'm saying, because you don't pass the assignment, now you just done flunked out of school altogether. Like that whole mindset is crazy.
yeah, that's why I say it goes into your intentions. Your intentions were to succeed. If you were ill
Exactly.
prepared, then that may be my fault for sending you on a task ill prepared to the task. But your intentions are what make you trustworthy in that case. Because if
Right.
I send you on that task again well prepared and you succeed, what changed? Me.
The preparation. Yep.
Right.
The instruction.
Exactly.
The guidance. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But that goes back to the submission.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to recognize that and forgive both parties for being imperfect and managing your expectations. See how it all kind of winds together, and
Mm-hmm.
why I said it's important for both voices to be heard. It's just at some point you're going to need a tiebreaker. At some point, one of us is going to need to be held ultimately accountable.
Right.
And at those two crossroads is where you determine who's the subordinate and who's the leader.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, we have to be in this for us 100%, 10 toes down, period.
Exactly. So that goes back to the whole premise of this conversation. Why would a male in today's society hook up with another party that they know is not in 100%, they not 10 toes down, and expect to have a quality experience?
Well, he's either grossly overestimated his abilities or he's smitten.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So okay. So yeah, because that goes back kind of being ill prepared. You get burnt, and then you know what I'm saying, you assess the situation, and then you come back differently. We say delusion.
Now you
Okay.
talk.
Exactly. Delusion.
But a man's principles are what protects him.
Well, yeah, if you don't have any, then yeah, you end up in all these wild and wacky situations.
There you go.
Well, if your principles are built on quicksand.
House shall fall.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Why is that not the conversation in a lot of these spaces?
Because a lot of people aren't principled. They don't even know what a principle is. They wouldn't know what to do if they had two principles that fell into conflict with one another. That's a mind fuck. Excuse the language. But people are just so out of touch with principality, honesty, forgiveness, love, communication, all the words that matter. All these buzzwords, talking points, protect, provide, submit, blah, 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 blah. They don't know what the foundational words are to support
Mm-hmm.
any of this. Trust, forgiveness. They think they know what being real is.
Mm-mm.
Okay. You know, you're in rap songs.
Child, okay. So speaking of rap songs, because I mean, is it me or is this how a lot of people live in their lives?
Oh, I don't know.
Like they,
I'm not.
you say
No.
they got child, they anything but God fearing. I'm telling you, when you hear these people start talking about their God fearing, that run, just run, because they everything but that. But back to the how folks are living their lives. Like literally a lot of these people, from what I see, are like they're emulating entertainers or I'm saying actors or
Hmm.
actresses or whatever, athletes, song lyrics, like all that kind of nonsense.
Hmm.
Um and really don't understand why their lives are in shambles.
Like you said, quicksand. You know how I can
Then
tell the difference between someone who's rooted and not? Look at
mm,
their disposition.
yeah.
How quick they fly off the handle on silly, trivial things, or just their conversation. Look
Hmm.
at their demeanor. Are they quiet? Are they stoic? Are they calm? If you have a tree with very deep roots and very solid ground, you're gonna have a hurricane wind come through here, and is that tree gonna move much? No.
Nope.
But if that tree it got shallow roots and, as you say, soft sand, a stiff breeze will send that tree
Coming down.
across the yard. It's the same with people. People that are rooted in something good, they don't move. You can't move them. They don't look like they move. People that fly up the handle and quick, and they got and you can push them down rabbit holes and change the conversation and all this, the madness and chaos and all this. They're the ones, you can see them a mile away.
Hmm. So what? Let me see. How I want to say this. In your opinion, is the Black community too far gone to try to save?
No, no.
So where do we start? Do we start with the youngins, like I mean like the babies, and try to get them together, or do we start with the elders and try to change their mindset and have them reacclimated into passing the knowledge down?
We start in the mirror.
Okay. But what if you look in the mirror and you part of the problem?
You know what to fix.
And you have no clue that you part of the problem.
The mirror will tell you, because the mirror not only shows you, but it shows you your results.
True.
And if your results don't match what's in the mirror, or they don't make you happy, then you must make a change. And these are all discoveries you made in the mirror.
Okay. So
Common denominator theory, I guess, is what I'm saying. If it's all
yeah,
gone
I
wrong for you, what's the common denominator?
yeah.
Even if none of it's your fault, change your location. Mr. Miyagi said it best. Best defense, no be there. You can't punch me in the face if I'm not in the same room as you.
This is true. So what happens when looking in the mirror meets delusion?
Oh, yeah. So that's called genetic cleansing. You'll weed yourself out. We
Mm.
all have an expiration date. You'll die. Not
So
we all ain't gonna go. We all can't. Everybody can't make it.
This is true. So if that's the case, then we got a lot of Walking Dead, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I like that. Walking Dead. Yeah. I'm a you gave me, yeah, I like that. Wow,
Yeah.
Walking Dead. Yeah.
I'm just because I'm thinking about that. Like you looking in the mirror, you somewhere in you, you know this is not where I'm supposed to be. This is not who I'm supposed to be. But you be like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? That ain't my fault. It's such. If this would have happened, then I would have had this, and the delusion started kicking in, and it just
If
wash
you can't
or
discover
repress all of
right,
what you just saw when you was looking
if
in.
you can't discover that for yourself, who in the world is going to get you to discover it?
Nobody. But people actually have that expectation that somebody else is supposed to bring everything that they think they supposed to be out of them.
Mm. Then they have no self awareness, no sense of self.
Right? But that delusion that kicked in and they Beyonce and everybody and Jesus and a couple other people mixed together.
They're the walking dead.
Yep.
They're so deluded and they're so far gone from their sense of self awareness. They're not even living life. They're living something else. They're living life via proxy. They're living a video game. They're not themselves when you can't be anybody else but yourself. God made you.
Mm-hmm.
Who you if you're gonna be somebody else, who's gonna be you? Who will want to be you? You don't want to be you because you want to be
Exactly.
someone else. That's the life you live. You're already dead. You ain't living your life.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we got a lot of Walking Dead because child, they everywhere.
Let them die.
Especially over there on TikTok. It is crazy.
Let them die. They're already dead. You got no choice. You going to bring them back to life. You know.
That's too much work.
There you
That's too
go.
much. That's too much work. You can take that energy and be doing something else with it.
To the mirror.
Mm. So where does where does grace come in when you are in a relationship or establishing a relationship with somebody who is tightening things up as far as themselves?
Like I said in the beginning, it is simply preloaded forgiveness for the understanding that you nor anyone else is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Couple that with trust being the either granted, earned, or maintained faith in the purity of their intentions. Coupling those two will give you all the grace you need.
Mm-hmm. And in your opinion, is grace a labor of love?
Yes,
Okay.
because if you continue to give it, then you're continuing to take on the responsibility to remove the need for it. If I
Okay.
give you grace, I now have to help you fix the problem because I've acknowledged the problem. Or else, why would I give you grace? And giving you grace means I want to stick it out with you. I can't stick it out with you with this problem. I'm here now to help you. And
Okay.
until
So that
this
goes back
problem
to the
goes
intention.
exactly right there, you
Okay.
go.
Okay. Makes sense to me. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Let me think. Let me see. Um, at what point does grace turn into being a sucker for a man or a woman?
On an intention, it's clear that the intention is no longer pure
Okay. So
when you're
the
being taken advantage of.
okay, so that would be the person that you're extending the grace to has no interest in fixing the issue that you're giving them grace for in the first place.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they should be working harder than you in fixing it. That's how you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start letting up, oh, you here for a free ride. You here to lean on your inefficiencies so I can feed you. No, 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 no. You need to be fighting this thing harder than me. And as long as you do that, I'll fight as hard as I can. But this thing need to be trying to kill you, or we need to just give up on this whole piece altogether. But once
Okay.
I see you let up, and if you say, "Look, I'm tired. I got to lean on you for a minute," that's fine. It's a new set of grace. Now
Right.
you not now we've discovered a new flaw, and that is your endurance, and that's okay.
Right.
Get back in the. Let me know when you get back in the fight, and when you do, get back in it. But
Right.
when you
But I
start
shouldn't have to
leaning,
tell you to get back in it.
there you go. Back to intention.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Okay. I didn't make sure my train of thought wasn't way out in left field. Okay.
No, you tend to make a lot of sense, Harmonize.
Okay.
I think you're all right. Don't let the world around you make you question yourself. I mean, ask questions by all means,
Mm.
but it makes sense. It makes sense. You know, yeah, you make sense a lot of times. I think.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I try. I
Yeah,
try.
and you know what? That's all you could. Look, done deal. That's all you can do. Make an honest, genuine effort. The rest will work itself out.
Okay. All righty. Trying to think of anything else. Oh, hell, I wanted to. Nope. I think is there anything in this chat I needed to address real quick. Okay. Trust the internet. No, we talked about that consistently. People can be consistently bad and it's acceptable because it's consistent. That's true. Okay. Yeah, but that whole God fearing, once they start screaming that, nope. Most folks don't. Most of these heathens don't know nothing about God anyway, because he will tell you no. All day, get on the main line, tell him what you want. You can do that all day long. He will tell you no. No is an answer. There's a total and complete sentence. Why people act like they don't want to hear that, but that's what it is. That is a total and complete sentence. No, you don't have to explain.
No, and I don't know are acceptable answers, both of them.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean that's honest. But for some reason, people
There you
feel
go.
like I don't know is weak, which I don't really. Un- I don't know if it's um ego or laziness. As far as laziness being, I don't wanna, I don't wanna learn. Because if I learn, then now you gonna hold me. You know what I'm saying? You gonna try to hold my feet to the fire for no.
Both are a great way to put it. I like both. Could be one or the other.
Mm.
Either way, you've not forgiven yourself for being imperfect. So what are you going to do with those around you if you got to be perfect all the time?
Yeah, that what do you say? I don't know. For me, it's yeah, isn't an acceptable answer. Why not, Eric? Because I mean, nobody knows everything. I mean, I don't know would be an honest answer. I don't tell me or show me. You know what I'm saying? Show me where I can learn. Because I mean, on the first day of school or first day of class, you don't know what you're going to know at the end of the semester because you ain't been taught that particular lesson yet.
The fool thinks he knows everything. A wise man knows he knows nothing. A fool thinks he knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
Wise man knows he knows nothing.
Right. I'll tell you quick. I don't. That's not my area. So rather than me get on here and lead you down the wrong road, and then you hold me accountable for that, I'm just
Right.
gonna say I don't know. We
Exactly.
can find out together.
Now there you go. if it's important to me, or if I see it's important to you and you're important to me, I will try to find the answer. But as of right now, I don't know.
Right. Would you say that's just a person being indecisive and lazy? I don't. Well, I would only say that if you say you don't know and then you have the opportunity to find out and you choose not to take it, then I could see what doubt would come into play. But if we're having a conversation and I'm saying, I ask you when you're saying when's the next full moon, and you're like, you know what, I don't know, and I'll be like, well, let's Google it and find out. And you sitting over there with the cell with the smartphone and you don't Google it, then yeah, now you being that's just lazy. But I mean, if we're having a conversation and saying something in the conversation, saying causes me to ask, oh well, when's the next full moon? And you want to keep the conversation going, but you the one with the phone and you don't look to find out when the next full moon is, then yeah, no.
Yep.
That's different from, I look it up and I'm starting to tell you and you like, you know what, it don't matter. That's then I mean that's different. But if you don't know, you don't know. Like I didn't know how to, take the battery out my car until I pulled up YouTube and watched a video on how to take the battery out the car.
If you don't know, now you know.
For real. And I tell you, I was like, oh, okay, so okay. And this side off and pull make sure you unhook the part from the bottom. Got it. And now I know.
Yep.
Now, if you ask me how to do it, and we got the same kind of car, and I hit you with the I don't know, then now I'm not investing in whatever it is you got going on. So that's where the side I come in. But you don't know. Here's what it is. Wouldn't on a small scale admitting you don't know be a display of vulnerability?
Sure.
Okay.
It would also be a display of strength.
Yeah. Okay.
Not knowing the information may be an indication of vulnerability, but the fortitude to admit that is a sign of strength.
Strength. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree with that. I don't know, y'all. I might have. I don't think let me see if I have anything else. Vulnerability, submission. Should a woman expect any level of submission from her man? And if so, would that look different from the type of submission she would be giving to her
man? Sure, but it would be extremely circumstantial. And yes, it would look absolutely different. So, for example, I've never, when it came to babies, look, my wife took the reins on, like, just simply as changing a diaper.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because little girls are changing diapers at the age of 9 with their little cousins.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how old I was when I held the first time I held an infant?
I was an adult. Or close to it.
In my 30s.
Well, yeah. Adult, yeah.
So when we had my daughter, you think I was not submitting to her expertise
Mm-hmm.
on the art of parenting an infant. I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely did. What do I do next? I'm up here with my Pilot ink gel pen, my pad. I'm taking
I'm
notes.
writing all of this
I mean, what
down.
do
I
I
know
do
that's
now?
right.
Listen, because I'm a fish out of water. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
She I submit to her expertise and her knowledge, of course.
Right. But you were confident that she had the expertise and knowledge.
Wouldn't have married her if I didn't.
That's okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. Cause yeah, we got folks getting married and nobody has a clue about what they supposed to be doing or what the other person's supposed to be doing. So nobody knows. What'd you say? No, sir. This
Cam.
is the same. This the same one. It's the
TJ, what
same
up, my
one.
man?
I know, child. He decided he wanted to go to work tonight. He doing the most. But yeah, just nobody knows what they supposed to be doing. Nobody knows what the other person's supposed to be doing. So you got two people that can't defer to the other person. Like where y'all going?
Two trees with shallow roots and soft
Yeah,
sand.
for real. But then you confused about why you spun out. You changed the tire, but neither one of y'all knew to put the lug nuts back on, even though you took them off to take the tire off in the first place. Like, okay, it just be crazy. Or you, we're just gonna use that tire scenario since we've been using it the whole thing. We get a flat and it's raining and you get out to change the flag, and I'm sitting over here with the best umbrella money can buy, and I sit in the car. And I could be, out with the umbrella, at least trying to give you, I can't give you full relief and keep you bone dry, but I could keep you from being drenched and wet. And I just sit there and watch while you basically drowning, trying to change this tire. Like,
and that right there goes such a long way with a man. If you stood there with the umbrella and held it while I'm down, see. But that sounds like a couple who's in it to win it.
Yeah.
AAA don't move fast enough for me.
Yeah, I was going to say that. He's talking about some trip.
I have his back over the speed limit in 12 minutes.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had to change the tire, so I'm not gonna beat 12 minutes. But I'll be out there holding that umbrella for you, though. Trust. See if we can get that 12 down to 10 or 9.
There you go. How about it?
Yeah,
all right.
That's some good shit. So many women don't understand the small things that men value. But you know what, Ari? Like I do, and I've had to, have that conversation with myself because I had linked up with people in the past who didn't appreciate that. So I felt that the remedy to that was to stop doing that, but that's not me. So I had to have that come to Jesus moment and be like, girl, literally looking in the mirror, like, okay, this is not even how you move. Like, you move how you move, and you gonna get with who you need to be with, because this is not what you're doing now is not natural. So yeah, we going on a road trip. Like, just I know where we going. I take my shotgun responsibility seriously. Like, you ain't got to fumble with the radio. You don't have to worry about the GPS. I got this. Like, I've planned, the stops along the way. We're going to stop here for this. This is going on over here. This is going to take this amount of time. If we go this route, we're going to be over here at this point. The hotel is over here. Like, I got that. Just drive. If you need to take a nap, let me know. We can switch off. I'm like the road trip queen. We gonna get to where we gotta be. Yep. Lord, are you going to the DC meetup?
I am.
That's the one I really need to be trying to go to because I can just stay at my sister's house.
I will.
That's the one I need to show my face at. But thing is, I wouldn't get there till Saturday. Yeah, it'll be Saturday before I get there. Be early, but I don't know. I'm like, August is gonna be insane though. I got so much going on.
Yeah. I did Philly. I missed Houston. Went to Atlanta. I'll be at this one.
Okay. Yeah. I think, yeah. Let me take a look. Because I know there's a 6:10 straight shot. So I'll be there in like 45 minutes. So yeah, that would give me, yeah. I can make it work. I can make it work. Just have to go to Baltimore first. Yeah. I can make it work. Let me see how that's gonna work. But are you going, TJ? DC, but DC gonna be live. DC is going to be live. Who's gonna fight? Is there gonna be a fight?
TBD.
Oh Lord. What?
To be determined.
Oh Lord. Okay. Hey Chelsea Lynn, what's going on, girl? What is happening? Yeah, I'm a, let me think. That's the first weekend of August. That'll give me a week, and then my birthday, and then my cousins getting married all in the same week. And then the week after that is the weekend concert. And then the week after that is rolling into Labor Day. So that's the beach. Yeah, I might be in this weekend. Just thought about it. Can't take you on a road trip. The feds might charge me for ex trafficking for bringing the people. Listen, you don't have to worry about all that with me because again, if I make the decision to go, then there ain't no backtracking. I no, because you can't. Yeah, no. I chose to go. Tell the truth, because I'm not feeling Cassie with these lies. I'm still waiting.
That'll be a good part.
I'm still waiting for the Rico part of this to kick in. We are going into week 4 of this testimony, and all we hearing about is the freak off. I'm still waiting. Oh, you at the white man's job, child. If you gonna need that, child, when these food stamps get reduced, child, they're gonna be, your coworkers gonna be on you, TJ. They're gonna be on you. They're gonna be on you. Crying. Let me cut my stamps down to $80. They're gonna be on you. Go ahead and get your dollars up. Trying to think what else. I don't know. I guess I need to ask somebody who. You in the bed, child. I know, right? I'm back to my old ways. We just be getting started. But anyway, they're staying up to 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. We gonna on the live stream. We gonna say that for the weekend. I'm not sure what your experience with this would be, but for men who, going back to the, little things mean a lot. Men who have not experienced that, how much of a shock to them, to that system is that? Like when they run up on a woman who, picks the lint off their, shirt. They got crumbs on their face, she might, wipe them off. He's sweating, she might wipe his brow. Like, how much of a shock is that when you have never experienced that?
100 million volts, 600 amps. I mean, it's a seismic shock. It's almost, unfortunately, it's such a big shock. It can have a negative effect, and it shouldn't. But just kind of like, wait, what? I can see some men not knowing what to do with that, not knowing where to go with it, or if they should even trust it, or how to respond, or putting them in a position like, how do I even appreciate this? What's happening? Why is this? It's just a complete unknown. It's unfortunate, but
So any advice for women who are interacting with men who are in that, saying, situation?
Reassure him of your intentions and let him process the emotions
Okay.
because it's uncomfortable, it's unknown, it is a shock. Don't laugh it off
Hmm.
unless he does. Pay it attention, but don't linger on it.
Okay.
Just make him comfortable. Just make him comfortable in the fact that it's genuinely who you are, and it's just a sign. It's just how you show genuine interest.
Okay, but don't, saying, just keep shocking him like,
Yeah.
eh.
Oh, yeah. 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 You know. I mean, be you. Don't devalue yourself by all
Mhm.
means, but just let him know that it's genuine. The intention is genuine. It's from a genuine place of interest, love, respect, and all that good stuff. And that this is just what you can expect when you are dealing with a woman, and that it shouldn't cause you to doubt yourself because if I weren't interested in you, I wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be bringing you this value. So it should say something about yourself.
Hmm.
Like, let's just continue to bring the best out of each other.
Right.
But you've, for a moment, found the best in me, and I'm going to find the best in you. Let's just keep doing this. Just positive thinking, abundance mindset, really.
Okay. What you say, TJ? These women say I'm too mean and I'm too much of a misogynist. Cause you be in there, Lord, child. Cause you be in there just going in, like you just be like, you just be, you be doing a lot, TJ. Like you don't ease them into the, you know what I'm saying. Let me let you know. You just blow the whole thing up like just nuclear bomb. So yeah, I get why you in the yeah, you just be doing a lot, sir. So out of order. Um, you a misogynist. Yeah, because you be in there, you know what I'm saying? You go die alone, and that's whatever, you know what I'm saying? Where your baby daddy at, and you should be glad you got somebody. Like you, yeah, you be going in all the way in. Um, just no filter. No filter. You know women emotional, and then you just have no filter. Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think what else. What can I'm gonna put this back to women. What can mothers do in the raising of their sons so that they don't end up in a situation where they don't know how to react or process genuine care and concern?
It starts before he's born.
Okay.
Develop
So
yourself
so
in a
carrying
woman
the kid and you know what I'm saying, feed them with a diet of lemon pepper wings, Cajun fries, and you know what
starts
I'm saying,
before all
peach
that.
tea. That's not gonna give you a successful kid.
Before all that. Before all that.
Okay.
It starts with developing value in herself as a woman
Hmm.
and then finding a man appropriate to procreate with and not leaving that man. Developing value in a household between two valuable people and then raising that boy in that environment. That's the best thing she could do.
Okay. She say, TJ, complete misrepresentation of what I do. What do you do? Okay. What is it that you do, TJ? Let us know. Um, as a father, what what advice would you give your son on how to process that
Process.
back to what we were talking about as far as you're saying, the little things mean a lot. Like when they finally experience, you know,
All
saying
right.
that love.
Yeah. Um, lean in a little closer.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take anything for granted. Um, trust but verify. But with
Mm-hmm.
that, lean in a little closer because it's something that is a deviation from the norm you've seen,
Mm-hmm.
which means she's a special one. Now, how special is she? Time will tell. But it's the first indicator. Don't ignore it. Don't chase it away.
Okay.
Every journey of 1,000 steps, of 1,000 miles starts with one step. She just took
Exactly.
one step on your ass. Stay in there for the 1,000 mile journey,
Okay.
if that's what it is. If it isn't,
Okay.
you'll find out later. But don't fuck it up now, son.
Yeah, okay. All right. Don't ruin it before it gets started. Got it.
Before it gets started. There you go.
All right. Um, I have gotten fantastic information this evening. Thank you so much. Aaron, I always
Thanks
count
for
on you
having me.
for I always count on you for sound counsel. Always. And what you say, TJ? I don't have red pill rays. Which have you ever seen me not be practical? Practical. Just because I'm direct and filter very little, don't mean I'm doing the most. TJ, everybody, most deserving recipients of your um low filter directness cannot handle that. I'm not a deserving recipient, so it don't bother me. Listen, listen, sir. It to them it is exactly red pill rage. That's exactly what it is. Because that's what hyenas hear. Now, whether it's warranted is something different. Because I have been on receiving end of some red pill rage and it wasn't warranted, not none at all. And you yourself jumped in and was like, "What you doing?" So, some folks, just rages and they can't help it. But at times it's the most. And I'm standing firm on that. Um, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? Any final wisdom you want to impart on our viewers?
Yes, specifically to your viewers, please, by all means, hit the like button. As soon as you're done with that, hit the share and subscribe button. If you have any money, drop a coin or two in the bank. It's a great show. Amanize is a dope young lady, and it's a great pleasure to be here for the first time.
Yeah.
So,
Definitely. Thank you, sir. Come back anytime.
will do.
I am actually going to be working on putting together a panel. We are going to talk about men and the sacrifices that they make. So definitely, if you don't mind, please be a part of that. Looking
I'll leave my deets in the back for you.
might be. I would definitely hit you up. Probably be. I think I'm gonna do it after Father's Day. I don't want to do it on Father's Day because I know most of y'all fathers, y'all got stuff going on. And
Yeah, I'm at my beach house with the family. So
that's what's up, child. My dad got here Friday and he's staying till August. So yeah, we got testosterone in the house and masculinity. Um, yes, Chelsea Lynn, it's gonna be good. Um, it is going to be good. So I'm working on how I wanna um lay it out. Um, I'm trying to decide if I want to have a male moderator or do it myself. What did you say, TJ? I only treat babies like babies. I treat grown-ups like grown-ups. Salute, Aaron. I love this, except this woman saying I got red pill rage when I'm direct and practical. TJ, one more time. I didn't say you had red pill rage. I said for the deserving recipients, it sounds like red pill rage. Okay. I saw some red pill rage earlier. I'm not even gonna say his name, but if I did, y'all be like, oh yeah, because nothing is a man's fault. Like, I mean, everything is the woman's fault, but yet y'all keep having babies.
That's not true.
I'll be
always
scratching.
somebody's fault, man or woman. So
yeah, no, men do nothing wrong because men don't need to have any discipline. And, yeah, I mean, what's that for? And definitely not any reproductive discipline. He was like, yeah, there ain't even no point to that. I was like,
no one's perfect.
Okay, but when you go to child support court next week, please say that again. Make sure you say it to the judge. Wasn't no point in you having no discipline because that ain't natural. So make sure you say that to the judge a couple times and see how they work out. But
well, Miss Amanize, I'm going to bid you adieu.
All righty, yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap this up.
Your show.
Yeah, it's past my bedtime.
Shout out to your audience.
Yep. Yeah, no, because we've been here all night long. But again, thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
And when are you going live again?
Soon, actually. I'm putting together a show I want to do. Probably sometime this weekend, actually. Funny you ask.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting the fellas together.
Y'all cooking?
Hopefully Sunday. No, actually, I want to address a couple of topics that kind of went under the radar. Yeah, it's going to be a talk session. But you know what? I should cook for Father's Day. I like to. We go down to the beach house all the time, and take the boat out. But I might do a live show for that whole thing, and grill, and do something from the beach.
You gonna take us on the water? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think I'll do.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't have any water in my future until Juneteenth, so
yeah,
I
might do a live stream from Cape May, New Jersey.
All righty.
So,
okay. Yep. All right. Well, we're looking forward to it.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, again, I see you on the flip side. Or shall I see you over there? This might be risky.
Always. Appreciate it and take care.
All right. Have a great night. Thanks.
Good night.
All right, y'all. Yes, y'all, Aaron. I'm telling you, y'all, I love me some Aaron. Quality sound council. Yeah, he has a channel, The War Report. So y'all definitely, if you where's my keyboard? If if this your first time being introduced to Aaron, definitely check out his channel. Hold on, y'all. Let me get the link real quick. But yeah, if y'all have any final thoughts, go ahead and drop them in the chat. We're gonna get back to our they in the bathroom. I took them off. I have my contacts in. Oh, thanks, Derek. Yeah, what? Did not hold on. See here. Yeah, they. Oh, I'm glad you said that because I was about to go in the wrong bathroom looking for them. Be somewhere all messed up. I'll turn all these lights out. You can say you go. What? Big hoop. Poet. Yeah. Yeah, I love a good pair of hoops. Somebody used to sing it. What? Staying the hook on the diss track. You gotta let me know when. I got you. I got you. You just gotta let me know when. Oh, it's CDTV's on now. Matter of fact, hold on. We about to pop in on him real quick. That's why I thought I saw him come up. Hold on. Yeah, he on. Hold on. Somebody do I have a matching headband for every top? I can yeah, yeah, I can find one. Like literally I just had a order come in yesterday. Yeah, my life together though, y'all. But this gonna be cute when I get to the beach. Um, yeah, but I have plenty. Um, thank you. Matter of fact, she having a sale. What you say you want? Wow, so much you want RBN on the tray? Talking about your mama's a hoe. Yo, that live stream was hilarious, man. When I tell y'all, I missed them days. Those the days, child. Used to be over there cracking up. He did a hug. He was like, I don't care about how you feel about that. I was like, oh, your mama a hoe. Hold on, y'all. To be cracking up. That's some for those of y'all who don't know. That's some great content though. To get Angry Man and MTR. Yup. Y'all make sure y'all watch MTR show tomorrow. He did a video the other day where he was talking about Maury Povich and Connie Chung, and apparently Maury Povich saw the video and he in his damn feelings. So I don't know if I can find out if he reached out to MTR. He made a video or something, but MTR is gonna respond tomorrow. Y'all make sure y'all have that together. What you say? Yeah, yeah. Shout at 2 o'clock. Let me think what's why everything gotta be at 2 o'clock when Beyond the Gates coming on? For those of y'all who don't know, Beyond the Gates is a black soap opera. Um, and y'all, it's so off the hook. I'm gonna start doing reviews because it just got picked up for a second season. So y'all make sure y'all be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be on my Lady Leo Network channel, child, because it's getting steamy over there. MTR is he is a content creator. Mediocre was it mediocre tutorials and reviews? Yeah. He been in the game for a minute. Yeah, mediocre tutorials and reviews. Hold on, I'll drop his link. MCR whole fool. He is a trip. He did you were you in that mastermind TJ when he was our guest that week? Hold up. Hold on. Mediocre. Child, that music video was a trip. Child. He ain't bad on the eyes either. Yeah, girl, child, he'll just say, yeah, I want to see what so I'm gonna have to watch and hopefully he'll be done by 4 because I got to see what Maury got to say. Child, you need to sit down somewhere and let that ride, and then I need to see Beyond the Gates. So nobody at you didn't have to ask me if he was bad on that. If he was bad on that, yeah, okay. Be petty. Be petty. Be petty. It's a lot of people that's easy on the eyes. Like, what's wrong? It's a lot of people that's easy. I mean, I'm not saying he fine. I mean, I just said he easy on the eyes. Trying to see some folk make your eyes water. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Listen, if you looking good, I'm gonna tell you. When you when you win the Powerball, you'll be easy on the eyes too. I can't wait. What'd you say? When I win the Powerball, I'll be easy on the eyes. Okay. I mean, if you feel like you're not easy on the eyes, I mean, then it don't matter what nobody else tell you. You gonna feel like you're not easy on the eyes. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say. That's all I got for that. I'm just saying, if you feel like you not easy on the eyes, then again, it ain't nothing. There we go. I don't know why that was hard to find. But I got it. Hold on, y'all. That was about to drive me crazy. That's them personal problems. Here we go, y'all. Here is the link for Aaron's channel. Definitely go over and subscribe if you have not. What is it? Moonshine make you look good. You just told CDC I'm gonna sing the hook. Okay. If I feel like I don't speak in those terms. I'm saying you said you wasn't gonna look good until you win the Powerball. I'm just saying like that's not really the mindset to have, sir. The moonshine make you look good. Okay. Okay, y'all, come on, y'all. Come on, men. Come on, black men. Mm-mm. Y'all got too many conditions on whether or not you're looking good. Like, are you looking good from afar or are you far from looking good? Like, what we doing? Let me know something. When she say, yes, I'm hilarious and wonderful. I don't know what down on because we already talk about edification. What do I what am I not knowledgeable of that I need to get come on, what we doing? You handsome as hell in the dark. Okay. Okay. You handsome in the dark. Okay, cool. Then you say one time that you was unconventionally handsome? Wasn't that you? Okay. There go the moonshine. I'm telling you, how much of that moonshine do you have left, Derek? How much you got left? 100%. Okay. How much a pint? You still drinking the regular? You haven't graduated to any flavored moonshine yet? 100%. Okay. Have you finished the lyrics for the track? I need to know what I'm supposed to be saying. What is it going? What am I gonna be saying? I need to rehearse. Like she said, Copa uses that line all the time. Yes, I'm unconventionally handsome. Blame my daddy. Okay. So where is daddy? Where is daddy? Where is daddy? He said, F your couch, ninja. Oh, Lord. That's the hook. Hold up. That's the hook. Oh, child, I can't. So we might have to record this after my daddy leave. I can't be, you know what I'm saying, on here, out, up in here on the track. Like, F your couch. He gonna be like, what? You know, because I want to be able to give it my all. I might have to record somewhere else if you need it in a timely manner. If you can wait till August, then we good. Hold on. Why do people think me and Go Cree Cree got something going on? I mean, why is that a bad thing? And y'all, I mean, it's a lot of interaction going on in the chats, but again, why is that a bad thing? What said she set the record straight. What happened? What she say? She married. Oh, yeah, that might not be a good look. Yeah, no. We don't. I don't think you're gonna be able to outrun no husbands, Derek. Don't, yeah. Don't go Cree Cree. She you can find her in Big Sis chat. See, he started it. When? I must have been asleep during that stream. It's for real, y'all. Like if I'm not in your chat, I'm asleep. Kind of your reaction when you read she married. Yeah, yeah. Well, we not we ain't busting up relationships. So it started in his chat. Okay. Yeah, I don't not into that that extramarital action. That's not my thing. Mm-mm. Yeah, don't yeah. And then like I said, plus, Derek, yeah, I don't think yeah, I don't think you want to be, sitting outside your door to school and this dude run up on you. I don't, yeah. Mm-mm. Telling you on that moonshine. I'm telling you, child, that moonshine is something. That moonshine is something. I'm gonna have to take me a trip to Tennessee and get right. I'm gonna have to take me a trip. I'm gonna have to make it a moonshine and donut trip. What did it say? So now the word is I got things going on with Go Cree Cree, Messy, Almond Eyes, and Janesta. Damn, Derek, you got enough man meat to go around for that? You got enough man meat for that? That's a lot. That's a lot. You got enough you got enough man meat? I'm just saying. Don't be out here shortchanging people. Not be out here shortchanging the people. Derek, what is that? Child, y'all in them blue shoes, child. I want y'all go ahead with all of that. I am the people. I don't think you want to be the people in this case. I mean, I don't think this is what you want. What you say? Chelsea, my people with the Tennessee and brought me back some. I'm telling you, I'm in them Smokies. That's where you. That's they be in the woods getting it in. Child, the stills be a running. I should build a still. I don't know nothing about making moonshine, but I could build a still. I'm sure I could figure it out. But I feel like hell, if I'm gonna build a still, somebody else should go ahead and run the shine. Let somebody else run the shine. That's all I'm saying. Missing something. What's wrong with you? Figure it out. What did you say? Oh my, they do. They do. That shine be on point. If they talk about making move. Listen, I'm just saying. I'm sure I could figure it out, but like as far as like flavoring and all of that, like I would need some expert tutelage. Tell me no, I don't. It may blow up if you don't know what you're doing. That's if you running the shine. I'm gonna make this. The still gonna be good. The still gonna be good. Ain't gonna blow up. There's a kid in my freshman helpful living class who drew the tie diagram on how to make. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah, I can build a still. Yeah, somebody just need to finance it because we want to use copper. We want copper. We want it costs money because it saved money. Y'all remember that in Moonshine? I mean in Moonstruck with the daddy who was the plumber and he would have been there and told the people he need $11,000 for them. And she was like, why? Hold on, I love Moonshine all flavors. Listen, do you watch Derek, you watch Moonshiners? It's a whole TV series of different moonshiners across the country. Well, AI will teach you how to. Look, I want good stuff, so I need to go. It's this dude named Josh. He in the mountains. He on the North Carolina side of the mountains, and he is known for his cherry bounce. Listen, y'all, folks be paying top dollar for that cherry bounce. Hold up. See if I can find him real quick. Tell me what I did when I was in the hospital. What are you talking about? Moonshiners. Moonshiners that yo, my mama used to watch that. And was it was it dude Digger and what's the other dude? One of them niece was getting married and they did wedding cake moonshine. I was like, damn, I need that. Yeah. You had man, yes. What was the dude? Not Tigger. Trigger. He he got out the game and he opened up a restaurant with his wife. But something happened with the pipes in the restaurant, so they had to shut the restaurant down for like 3 weeks to get the pipes straight. He was like, "Look, that's 3 weeks. We don't have no income coming in, and I'm spending money. I'm gonna run me a batch of shine." So it was late in the season, so like all the like prime ingredients and stuff was gone. So he had a homeboy who had he had a load of carrots, and so he was like, you know what I'm saying? Carrots got a lot of natural sugar. So if I get the carrots, I gotta put something with it to make it sweet. So he had another homeboy that had some oranges that was about to go to the bag. He was like, look, I give you know what I'm saying, a couple dollars, you know what I'm saying, for the oranges. So he took the oranges and yo, that so like wildfire. Like them people was like, yo, this is quality. I think he sold for like 150 a pint. Like them folks was running. I was like, I know it's good. So yeah, child, yeah. Let me add mandarin orange. I know, yeah, I know it's banging. I know they was banging. I know they was banging. What you say? I even tried 151 ever. Yeah, man, 151. Yeah, but be careful. If you make it tongue numb. Make your tongue numb. Yeah, that 151. Yeah, Everclear. Back in the day when I was in high school, we had this stuff called Diesel. Diesel was it was basically Everclear, but it got run through the steel one more time, so it took a little bit more of that cut, you know what I'm saying, that bite, you know, that you get back here off, and like literally you could put it in your car and your car would start up. Which was you glad you don't drink. Okay, well, cool. You can just be the designated driver because, yeah, we get to bartender. I'm professional alcoholic over here. So yeah, diesel. You put diesel in your car, and like, yeah. But we wouldn't mix it in. We would just like float it on the top. So like the thing for like a while was we would have like Long Islands or something, like Long Islands or Sex on the Beach, and then we would just do a float of diesel on the top, wide open, wide open. I'm trying to tell you, listen, listen, y'all, it's someone that my kidneys work. I swear, ain't about the grace of God, my kidneys work, and my liver, cause yo, we used to do some stuff. Yeah, 151 drinking that straight was crazy. That's why I know your tongue be numb. It was about 2 days before I had like complete feeling back in my tongue after drinking 151 straight. Everclear, yep, used to drink that. We would mix that with pineapple and cranberry juice. Who said we was wilding back in the day? Look, Chelsea Lynn, yeah, we used to get it in. And the crazy part is the college that I went to was supposedly a dry campus, but we was right next to Fort Bragg, the military base. So we stayed gassed. We stayed gassed. Like, child. Stayed gassed. Like literally when I have some stuff. We get it the after dark stories. We get into them one day. Am I coming to CDTV? Yeah, I'm gonna slide through. Yeah. What's it? Almost. Yeah, I'm about to wrap this up. 12:45. We're gonna wrap this up. Yeah, I'm gonna slide through. Cause he's supposed to be working on another song for me for my other channel. But I think I'm gonna use it on my TikTok. I think. But I still need to I'm gonna have to do that in the morning. Y'all, it's another, what you say? Come to go cree for what? for other dark confessions. 7 total. Between the two, I have 7. I have 3 in each, and then I have the one up here. So I have 4 in one, 3 in the other. But I have total 7. So what is she confessing? I'm gonna have to get over here and see. What is she confessing, Derek? Inquiring minds want to know. What is she confessing? Yeah, I got some stories. I've told a few. Like if you go back to my New Year's 24 stream, Chelsea Lynn, yeah, yeah, like the first, I think like the first 2 hours was stories. Almost like pain. Well, okay, so none of them really hurt like that. This one I did in college. I didn't use the gun on this. I did like the self piercer. I ain't crazy. Yeah, no gun in the top. So like it just like you know what I'm saying, pierce over time. It does every now and then, especially with this one, it can get sore. This set here, I did this in college as well. Yeah, so I did this 1 year and did this one that summer. And then this one, the second set, I was 13, I want to say. My grandma took me to the mall. And I got this set. And the original set down here, I was like 2 weeks old, so I don't remember shit about that. According to my mom, my grandmama, I didn't holler. Like I have a pacifier. Like when she, you know what I'm saying, hit me with the gun, I just spit it out. So none of them really, really hurt. I mean this one, because it's like when it starts to get like thick, it that's done at the beauty supply. I don't know what the hell was on my mind. I think because me and everybody I went with, we was like, yeah, we're gonna get our ears pierced. Yeah, it when you first get it, you be like, duh. But yeah, by the time I got back to the dorm, I was like, what you say? You love stack earrings and you don't even wear earrings? Listen, I don't. Okay, so the first set wasn't my idea. The second set, I was kind of told, "That's what you gonna." I'm trying to think how did it end up. I got because my grandma had 2 sets, so that's how I ended up with the second set. So when I got the second set, my sister got her second set. I think, yeah. So she only has 2 sets, and then she in high school she got her tongue pierced. And then I got sophomore year, I got my tattoo. And then the semester after that, I got the 3rd set. And then that summer, when I went to summer school, wait. I got, you got the what? You got to go process. You know, like, no, I did this one first. And then when I went back to school the next semester, I got these. So yeah, baby, like literally baby, like month-old baby. 13 freshman year, no, sophomore year, and then summer before junior year. Okay, yep, that's right. All right, y'all. It's 12:42. What you say? You dropped the link. Okay, you dropped the link to the short. Okay, well, last live. All right, you got to go process. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead. Yeah, because we're knocking on 1 o'clock. So I appreciate y'all for stopping by. It was good to see y'all. Hold on, wait a minute. What did it say? Vegas road trip. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on, the P. Dr. Umar claims black men's lack of sexual discipline is destroying our community. We might need to talk about that, y'all. We might need to talk about that. I'll peruse through that tomorrow, see what's going on. But yeah, we might have to get into that because it's true. You got men talking about you don't need sexual discipline, and then you got all this other, you know what I'm saying, stuff going on because there's no sexual discipline. So, hey, there has to be a need somewhere. But yeah, Vegas road trip, I'm definitely down, definitely down, definitely down. But again, y'all, good conversation. I appreciate, you know what I'm saying, all of the, you know, comments in the chat, all the support. Definitely make sure you have your notifications on. I'm gonna pop in 5 days there, 5 days back. I should have enough PTO to cover that, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna pop in at some point tomorrow. See what's going on. So again, thank you guys for stopping in. Hit the like button if you have not. Make sure you got your notifications on. I will see y'all later. I guess we going over this CDT beats to see what's popping. And see if Derek gonna show out over there. But until next time, bye.